Hello, this is Scratch. That's Dennis. This is AOELeagues Season 9 Bracket Q group stage between player D, or D1000100, and Corn. We've got D in the blue as the Britons versus Corn as Khmer in the red. On Ghost Lake, which is a map I've never seen before. Dennis, do you know this map or no?
No, I've not really played on this map. But it seems like an open map with fake water in the center. Is there a fish in the center?
There's a
It does.
little tiny bit of fish, not anything worthwhile. I'm
Yeah,
guessing you probably can't build on the ice. Is my
yeah, that'd
guessing.
be a good guess. Yeah, that'd be a good guess. Yeah.
Pretty open. Let's see. We've got gold at the back for blue. It's good. We've got 2 golds at the back for red, so that's better. Both are not easy to wall up. I guess red would have the better chance of it, but I'm not so sure.
All right. So this is our first game with Corn, apparently.
Yes, did we showcase Corn? I can't remember.
I don't think we were able to showcase Corn, and I'm excited because Corn's playing Khmer.
That's true. You do like Khmer, and I like Britain, so this is a great game. Let's see. So we got relics. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe a partial relic advantage to red if they go that route. I mean, relics as Khmer are kind of rad because then you've got 2 trickle economies. We got 2 boar, looks like, some hunt, bunch of sheep. So this is basically Arabia with a giant hole in it. If I'm
It does look like sheep's in the center. So maybe on this map you need to scout the center to get the sheep.
Maybe.
So you can get extra sheep if you scout the center. I think blue knows about it too. So
Yeah, it
and
looks like it.
corn.
Let's click this.
How many sheep has both players under the TC? Okay, red is also picking up sheep, so that should be
6
fine.
plus 2 dead ones, so
Okay.
little faster for red. Then I might have the colors swapped. This could be Corn's home map. In fact,
This is Corn's home map. This is the first game that we're casting Corn. That's why we're seeing this map for the first time.
Right.
Yep.
I like this boar pole. It's pretty good so far. Oh, blocked by the tree. All right, not perfect, but not bad. I like it.
Yeah,
I think this is a little questionable, but
Yeah, I think based on what we've seen so far, I think based on the players that we've seen, at least, I think as long as you make good decisions from Feudal Age, I think you should be good.
Yeah.
I mean,
based on what we've seen from everybody, I think it's a pretty safe assumption that everybody at least has an idea of how to get through Dark Age, which is better than I was in our first tournament. So,
yeah, I mean, I always get confused about the sheep being taken when they're all grouped up under the TC. If you see the Corn's TC right now with red, there's a lot of sheep, so you'll be taking multiple sheep. Sometimes one villager working on a sheep, which is not ideal.
Ooh, good reaction though. Look at that.
I wouldn't do that. I would just ignore it. Honestly, these days TCs miss scouts a lot. Oh, you see that? There's like 3 or 4 dead sheep right now under the TC. So
it's got a sheep massacre here, Corn.
Yeah.
So what Dennis is saying is it's better to usually group your sheep onto one corner of the TC and then pull out one sheep at a time and have all your villagers work that one sheep. It does require a little bit of babysitting. You don't have to stare at it, but it does require you to just check on your villagers. My rule of thumb is whenever I hear the villager sound, the to make a new villager, check your TC, check on your sheep. That's what I do.
Oh, you can just shift click it. That's an easy approach too. Yeah.
You can shift click it, but so the problem with shift clicking though is the new villagers that are getting made, right?
Yep, that is true. But usually at this time, I think new villagers would be on berries. No, I don't know.
Maybe they should be, but they're not right now. We're also
boar. Not.
We're also not.
I was wondering.
Boar yet.
Yeah, I was wondering why is so many people, and I think because of that resource collected, I expected D to be having a lot more, but I guess not.
I think that Corn may have snuck up and grabbed nearly all of the sheep.
I mean, I think because the boar's being taken,
but he got all of the sheep very quickly.
Yeah, I think I think because the board's being taken, I think so far you would have seen the difference. But I think the idle TC is also part of it, and you can see the advantage now after the food is dropped off. Yeah, D is having 200 resources more. So
Corn, that was a very clean boar pool. Really, really like that. It's good stuff.
I like how Corn's walling up the map as well before feudal. So
I like this wall up. I also like that this wall up is behind the minerals instead of on them. I think ideally we'd want to go wide in front of the minerals, but that's a lot. That's a much larger wall.
I think Red's
this
got
is fine.
back gold. I think Red's got back gold. I think it should be fine.
That's true. Back gold and they are covering their stones. So okay, you're correct.
Yep.
Granted, it is only a 4-tile gold versus the 7, so another good boar pool. Really clean boar pool. That's a distance too.
Each tile of gold is like.
Okay, good recovery. Now we got to get him through the gate. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, each tile of gold is about 800 gold, so I think it should be fine.
Yep.
I don't think that matters.
Well, I mean, it will when this runs out, and they have to come out forward. If they have to come out forward to get this gold at the time that it's being, stressed, I guess they could rely on this, but still.
By that time, I think they'll have enough army to control the center anyway. So
now, D, on the other hand, seems to have stopped walling. I think we maybe forgot about our villager. There we go.
D is prioritized going up, though. So,
True.
Yeah.
We're on gold for corn.
But it is a passive game. That is to be noted right now. I think both of them are looking to go up the castle. I mean, at least it seems like it. It doesn't seem like Khmer is looking for...
Now, this looks like my scouting. This is shift-click, a scout, back and forth and back and forth. Cover your base.
Hey, do you actually... Oh. Interesting.
It's not good. Trust me, I wish I didn't do it, but... Alright, so we got an archery range right up for D. I don't think we've seen D use archers yet. I think it's been scouts. So I'm kind of excited for that. I like this forward barracks. This will help alleviate the concern that I had earlier. I like this a lot, actually. Not forward, but like, forward of the perimeter.
How's the scouting looking like? Does Red know about the archery range right now? It doesn't look like it.
No.
Yeah. But no
Blue does know about the barracks.
Yeah, well, you could have built a barracks.
Well, sure, but he knows that he has done it.
Yes, that is true.
Woo! Those TC shots earlier paid off, but Blue does now know that you are on stone. Is that going to affect anything? Do you see a reaction?
I don't think. I mean, it just gives you places to hit with your archers, I suppose. But, I mean, feudal age archers without fletching is still going to be good because there's no army. I don't think there's any
military wall up yet. And the archers can hit over this forest, or at least part of it.
Yeah, I think the berries are going to be hit first.
Oh, this could be bad.
I mean, they can run away, but it's still gonna. I think you need to. You don't have the wood for a military building, which is. Ooh, Korn's actually thinking castle age.
Yeah, he's trying fast castle. I'm pretty sure.
I don't. Maybe not
fast castle, but now D. I like this aggression. I would have preferred you to hesitate, and I don't say this often, but I would have preferred to see at least 4. Preferably 6 or even 8 archers before engaging, because 6 archers will get 1 shot, 1 kill.
I think fletching would be good. I think
yes, fletching as well. Yeah. Generally, what you want to do is you want to click your 6 very quickly, get those resources out of your bank, and then in the time it takes that 6 to be built, then you can click your fletching as they're crossing the map. That's how I at least.
Okay, I don't particularly like. There's no reaction from Khmer, but
it's true. Okay. All right. Well, he did react. He moved his lumber camp. This is definitely an awkward situation. That blue could stop, but I don't know if he can see those villagers. He sees the palisade, so he knows what's going on. He just hasn't reacted to it yet.
Yeah, if you're actually going for an archery range yourself, I think you needed to prioritize archers of some kind. But it looks like Korn's thinking scouts, but scouts are going to die once the archers are masked up. So
He is going skirmishers, though. He's got 5 in the queue, or 5 total so far.
but there's an armor upgrade for a stable, so I'm guessing a stable is going to be made.
Or it's a misclick. Oh, I hope it's not a misclick. Oh, that's so harsh if it is. I'm trying to think of where the stable upgrade and the armor upgrades are on the keyboard.
I mean, it's looking like this is gonna be Korn's game for the most part.
Oh no! Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Oh.
I mean, you have skirmishers, so it should be fine.
Still.
Skirmishers and archers without fletching. It's gonna be skirms all the way still, so it should be
Oh my
fine.
god, 2 holes? Oh, Korn, I'm sorry, man. Korn, whenever you're walling up, you definitely want to be involving your units in that process to make sure that you're finding any holes like that. Because Dennis is right, you do have skirmishers, and that's fine. This is awesome. But finding holes in your wall is always a very demoralizing thing. Really takes the wind out of your game sometimes. That was good.
I think right now Britons can click up to Castle Age and
if he thinks about it. Is he waiting on a building? Might be, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, he didn't even have a blacksmith. Oh, that's rough. Okay.
Yeah, but after the blacksmith click, immediate Castle Age could be clicked up as well. So this is looking good. And Khmer farms, 11 of them so far. Can drop a lot more because there's a lot of wood being floated.
Yeah, this is a stranglehold of a base, though. We definitely want to try and expand this out to give us some room to build those Khmer farms. I like that a lot. I was going to comment on that earlier. Good stuff. We got to keep these archers moving. These skirmishers will catch up. I apologize for the dog.
Okay, as Scratch deals with that, it looks like we've got Castle Age coming up for D. These Britons do get an extra range. Fletching's also in, so immediate Botkin because of Briton upgrade. And skirms are being made, but all these skirms are only gonna delay the Castle Age from the Khmer player. So
what do you
Britons
mean?
can just.
What do you mean immediate Bodkin?
The extra range once you go Castle Age, the extra range from Botkin, you'd immediately get it from a Briton player.
Don't they? They get the extra range, but they can still research Botkin, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I think you said that awkwardly.
Yeah.
They receive extra range, but they can also
get the range that you would get if you had Botkin, and
for
you can
free.
research Botkin and get one more range.
Okay.
So the skirms are going to be useless, especially if there's a night switch behind it. With Britons right now, Khmer is going to really struggle because of the farms. I think you'll have resources to click up to Castle Age, and then Castle Drop in defense. Maybe you still have some kind of play, but you need to be defensive for a bit after. But you need to click up to Castle now. You have the resources for it, and up to Castle Age you go.
I really like this wall up. That was done really well while the archers were on the other side of the flank.
There's still a hole,
but there's still a hole. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Bodkin crossbow. Here it is. All right, now turn them around. There you go. Take them out.
Oh no! You need to take them out in the edge of your range. You need to keep going until skirms don't fire, and then you fire
or move them.
But a forward siege workshop is coming from Britain, so that's going to be a good answer to skirms as well.
I wonder if D watched one of my games. This feels very much like one of my games. This used to be like my go-tos. Archers, double range, siege workshop.
Monastery in the back?
Yeah, monastery in the back, yeah. Yep. This is very textbook. I like it. Good stuff, D. But Dennis is right. You either want to move towards your skirmishers because they have that minimum range, and that can really mess up their targeting. But that's not reliable. It's better to rely on you outranging, especially as Britons, and just keep your guys moving. When I said turn around, I meant more stop running away and acknowledge your threat. All right, Mangano. Mangano?
Okay, a knight switch from here would be good from Corn to get control of the map again.
I don't think we even have a stable at this point.
You can make a
Whoa, where did these
stable
guys come from? Oh, from the gate.
castle drop to control that area
Yeah,
is
yeah.
what I'm guessing.
Maybe on the hill? Be an excellent castle if you can fit it on that hill. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, I think I am not a big fan of that castle, even though it's on a hill. It's not like you're gonna go for a treb war over here.
Yeah,
anytime soon.
I like it because I think Korn's on the back foot right now, and he needs to stabilize, but he needs more than this castle to do so.
Yeah, I think I would have liked the castle to be a little bit more forward, to kind of not allow archers to just sit on the edge and deny the goal still. So
True.
right now with Britain,
True. That is
possible.
true.
Yeah.
But that being said, he doesn't need this gold yet.
Like you said, eventually he will need to.
There we go. That's what Dennis was talking about, D. That was good stuff.
Okay. Ballistas from Korn. Interesting.
Sure. Okay. Pierce damage units that group. I can kind of understand that, right?
I mean, it's you just don't have the eco for a mass right now. That's the only.
Not at all. Yeah, we need more farm.
It's gold farms. A lot of it.
I like the mangonels from D.
I mean, I would just move the lumber camp to under the castle right now, just to stabilize. And you also have a lumber camp in the back, so just abandon the one you have there. Be more aggressive with the ballistas. I still think Korn can make a comeback because this is a much better army from.
Yeah, D is definitely taking his foot off the gas a little bit here.
Yeah, and the forward stable. I mean, forward siege workshop didn't really produce much.
So D is a fan of crossbows and mangonels. I will let you know that is a very powerful composition, but you have to make sure your mangonels are behind your crossbowmen, basically at all times. The second an enemy can get to your mangonel with your crossbowman out of position, you lose the mangonel, and that's just what happened right there. Okay, we're garrison the mangonel. I like that. This is, while I agree with Dennis, it's not a sustainable army at all right now. It is doing its job. It's doing exactly what you need it to do. But the biggest reason why it's doing what we need to do is we don't have archers on the field. We need to pull these guys back and get more numbers. I would love to see another archery range right here. Personally.
Scouts, archers, they're still going to die to the ballistas.
These scouts are made out of paper.
I don't think light cav upgrade came through, did it?
I do not.
I don't think so.
No, they have light cav. They're light cav. They're not. They just don't have bloodlines, so they're made out of paper.
Okay. Okay. Just wanted to make sure if you clicked on it and saw the upgrade came in.
I saw the shield. Light cav.
Okay.
They have a shield on their back. That's how you know it's light cav. Scout cavalry are white and blue, and light cav are silver and blue. I do like that these light cav were pulled away, but not necessarily like just pulled back.
Not a big fan of the second archery range, but I guess it's working so far for Korn, so Korn's gonna lean into it. I guess if it's a question of committing to your decisions, Korn's really good.
And this is what I was talking about. We needed to pull these crossbowmen back a while ago. They're just
but yeah, now the mangonels need to be dealt with. Now you need a stable switch, but I think so far skirms are still being made.
This is actually like a ton of micro from both players. It may not be the best micro, but seeing it at all is really cool to see. Was that an attack ground? Okay.
I think it's just a regular shot. Yeah. So no stable so far. Interesting how Korn's approaching this with the mangonels. I mean, ballistas are still gonna win this, but long term, you would definitely. I mean, if you had ballistas with knights right now everything from D is gonna be
There it is.
countered
There's the stable.
pretty easily. Okay, I like the stable.
I like the stable. I don't really like its position. I prefer it in the back just to protect it from this.
I
But
don't
I think
think
it's fine.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I think reinforcements would be faster. I prefer this.
Sure,
And I
that's
actually
true.
see nice. Oh, there is
Oh,
a
there's
stable
a
in the
stable,
backpack as
yeah.
well. Yep. Okay. So
Where is it here? No.
it's next to the gold if you can see it. And, okay,
Oh,
can
this
you move a
is,
little
yep,
bit?
there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not used to these building architecture. I will say, Corn, you've gotten an absolute ton of value out of these elephants. I can't see their kills because I don't have full capture age, but they've been on the field, and I don't think you've lost one.
Okay, so
No.
as a response, I think now what this D chooses is archers. I'm not particularly thrilled about that. I know you have Britons, but
Now, we've said this before. Oftentimes, as Britons, the answer is usually more archers, but I am in agreement here that I don't think only archers is going to be the play. Archers and knights I like, especially with monks to support.
I think right now, if I had to choose, I would definitely mix in some monks to deal with the ballistas,
Yes.
because ballistas are the pain point right now.
Yeah.
I think the archers, like you said, Britain archer mass is still going to be good. I think you just need monks behind to keep chipping away at that.
And we can see how slow these
Ballista
elephants are, and since they're the primary force, some knights in here would definitely help clean up these skirmishers, which is what we're seeing, so that's cool to see.
Yep.
Now, I don't like this stone wall because that makes me very afraid that Khorne has sort of fended off this engagement but is going to continue to be passive. And unfortunately, while I am aware that the Khmer have an amazing economy, Britons will eventually get Warwolf, and that's not a good idea to be passive against.
That's it. Khmer is fine. Khmer late game is fine. You'll be fine. But you do need to be aggressive and attack, though. I think.
Yeah, we've got a sizable force. Let's put it to you.
I mean, I think you can just use mobility and start pushing the eco. Right now, Blue's eco is untouched. D has all their focus in the front, right?
He's been trying to kill these 6 archers for, I think, 10 minutes now.
Yeah, those 6 archers are not really scary at the moment. I think you need to... But yeah, okay. Siege Workshop's coming up. And
hey, this conveniently will block, at least for a moment, that wall, or that hole in the wall.
Yep, so the Night Raid's not gonna come through. I mean,
but
not
three knights can take out a palisade really quick. One thing that I think is going to bite Khorne in this case is that because his base is closed off and because it's such an awkward layout, I think that he's going to be very vulnerable to flanks, and it does seem like D is aware of that. Because it's going to take a very long time. Okay, good. Hey, the villagers came in. Never mind, I'm going to eat my words. I was going to say it's going to take Khorne a while to respond to this, but he's responding to it in the only way that I think was available to him right now. Was by
that was a really good response.
Yeah, that was a
I
great
liked
response.
It. Oh,
but I am worried about Blue continuing to develop this position. Oh, we've got... Okay, what are we doing?
Khorne's going for regular elephants. That is interesting.
Okay. Battle elephants.
Yep.
Now, I have seen this before with one of our player showcases of functionally just walking these elephants to their doom, and they are unfortunately walking directly towards... Alright, well, they managed to kill the monks. That's cool.
Yep, you need to start converting earlier.
I really like this castle.
You can deny that castle if Red sees that.
Yeah, I don't think he does.
Don't. Okay.
Now, I'm starting to think that maybe we did watch Khorne, because I remember a player that did exactly this with ballista elephants. They walked them right under a TC and they got killed. I don't know if that was Khorne, but I remember seeing this.
It's not Khorne. And I think the castle could have been denied, but now you need to back away.
That is an absolute ton of skirmisher.
It'll be good to heal up your elephants. They were expensive. You don't want to lose them.
I'm assuming ballista elephants get healed by monks, right? Not by villagers.
Yep.
I like this castle. I like that just to keep this flank protected. I don't like this. That's not good. We're letting the Britain player build up the massive archers. But I like this castle, but it still feels fairly passive.
Yeah, I think Khmer, it would have been better if Khorne went for knights instead of elephants, because you can mass a bigger army of knights, and you have better knights than Britons with bloodlines and a lot of other things. So, yeah, it is questionable to me as to why
Now,
elephants alone, but
Khorne,
it is a cool unit.
It is a very cool unit. It's unfortunately a very dead unit. I'm not.
I mean, there's.
Oh, okay, they're not dead yet, but they're about to be.
Yeah.
Sorry, there's a lot to look at here. Okay, it's hard for me to judge Khorne about questionable tactic decisions when, unfortunately, D is in the same boat sometimes. Khorne's base is an absolute mess. I would not want to micro units of either color through this.
Imp coming up for D, so
Very
there's going to be an extra range for the archers, so that's going to be really useful.
And he's getting longbowmen too. Not many of them, but
yeah, you can continue with the archers. I think.
Yeah, I think I like an archer primary with a couple longbowmen as well.
I would. I mean, I would just go for archers and trebs. Just get like 30 groups of archers, of from 30 to 40, and I think you should be good. And I think then you switch over.
One thing I will say that neither of us have noticed is that D has stopped making villagers a while ago.
D also has a 10 villager lead, so I'm not.
That is true, but I'm not sure how long that's going to last.
Yeah. I'm guessing that was for the imp upgrades that D wanted, but maybe that wasn't really that thought out.
Could be.
I mean, D is having more upgrades right now. I don't see any bloodlines for Khmer, and the knights are stuck in Castle Age right now.
I would like to see a mass from D. I would really like to see a large army come through, because at this point we can confirm that Khorne is a very, not passive, but a very defensive player. So we need to hit this with a large group.
Not passive, completely passive. What do you mean? As Khmer, you can actually be more aggressive, be quicker to the army. I think.
When I said passive there, I meant less. When I said not passive, I meant non-responsive. He is responsive, but his response is defense. And I would agree with you to a fault. I would also like to see Khorne be a bit more aggressive, but that being said, he can defend, so I want to see D build up a large army.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you were a defensive player, you would queue up more builds, right? I think you are just catching up on villages right now, and your eco is a little worse off.
Mm-hmm.
And in terms of farm count, you're still lagging behind, so it's going to be a rough period for Khmer. I honestly think that right now Britons are going for knights, so that's the only chance for Khorne to come back is to eventually get to imp, and if D is still on knights, maybe you can just defend against that.
All right, and so we are massing an army. That's cool to see. I'm a little nervous about the several detached forces. I think that, unfortunately, that is kind of the opposite of what we want right now. We still don't have ballistics, which would be a nice grab. I like this castle, just holding down that flank. But I would like to start seeing some trebs. And unfortunately, to do that, we need a lot more wood and a lot more gold.
Yeah, I am not particularly sure what's being prioritized. Cavalier seems to be prioritized, which would make them pretty strong. But at the moment, Khorne has the pikes. I no upgrades on them though, so other than the attack upgrade. So
we did pull those knights back. That's nice to see.
Khorne really needs to go up to imp. Okay, that has been clicked.
Yep.
Now you need to focus on upgrades and massing the army, because you need to know what your late game comp is.
Okay, we're getting 2-man saw, so he's at least aware that he needs a lot of wood. But ultimately, like, we need more villagers. This is you've got a very expensive army going, and we need more villagers. This is a terrifying army that we could, frankly, pretty easily avoid, I think, with our Cavalier base.
I think Cavalier is going to be shredded by that.
I do too. That's what I mean. I think we can avoid it.
Yeah, let's see.
Okay, ooh, I like this a lot. He sees a vulnerability in his base. He's building up a barracks just in case.
I was thinking it's more of a let's make barracks to make more pikes, but I don't know.
No, yeah, I think it is, but I like that.
I like the outpost. I like the outpost vision to see how D is going to move to the center. I do not really think that's a good idea to idle your town center. But yeah, resume queued. So yeah,
this is an interesting game for me because it's equal parts a little bit passive, but also high moments of high activity. But
it was definitely well defended by Korn. I
yes.
think we've seen players who are passive not react to army coming forward. Korn has reacted for the army coming forward, but now
he hasn't followed up.
Yeah, Korn needs map control eventually. So I mean, just like ballistas, when they are masked up, they're going to be pain to deal with. I think it's going to be the same from when werewolf trebs pushing down your castles are going to be pain to deal with if Britons go halb, arbalest, and werewolf trebs. How do you contest that? It's going to be a little bit hard. But let's see. Maybe enough ballistas, but you don't have the eco for it right now.
Yeah, now one thing that your composition is missing here, D, is monks. You've got arbalists and longbow, and those are cool to see. Let's have them covering monks so that we can deal with those ballista elephants. Now, that being said, monks cost gold, and that is definitely something that you're short of.
D is really building quite a base with another castle to control the right flank, and
he is expanding physically, but we need to be churning out villagers. We're starting to catch up, but it still feels like we're going a bit slow, and I think that's because of the idle time during all that micro earlier.
Yeah, right now D has got
we still don't have ballistics.
But there's 3 trebs on the field, so that's good.
I do like to see trebs. Let's click the Warwolf button. Oh, and the Yeoman button. Actually, go ahead and go out on a limb here. The Yeoman button in the British castle is a very important button to click. Because it makes your archers insane. I would very much like to see Korn start pressuring forward. I don't even know if he really understands how open Blue's base still is. Alright, we've got movement. I don't know, I get that the Khmer economy is strong, but I've never really liked the strategy of come on and attack me.
Yeah, Khmer is generally aggressive. If I wouldn't have played Khmer this way, but it's still a good army to play with. It's just hard to deal with Britain.
Now just imagine how much stronger this army would be if we had, say, 6 monks with us. Okay, we're pulling back our pikemen, but not our villagers. That's concerning. Okay.
These knights are going to find a lot of value.
And hopefully they don't stay there. Oh.
Okay.
So we still need ballistics, D. Desperately in need of ballistics.
I think Korn's reacting to most things and not really thinking about how to...
We're seeing a good response, but we're not seeing good follow-ups. I should rephrase that. We're seeing, I think, good responses, but we're not seeing any responses that have a strong follow-up. And then again, there's the default seems to be waiting, which I'm not a fan of.
Yep, these 4 trebs are gonna
This is gonna
start
hurt.
doing some work.
Okay, we are finally getting ballistics. D, I'm gonna go ahead and let you know this composition is beautiful, but it'd be a hell of a lot stronger with those British unique techs. Like, a lot stronger. Oh, don't hit the barracks, you've got an incoming. Okay, there we go. What are we hitting? The monastery? Oh, the gate, okay.
I mean, I think it's. I think you move away from
I think
the
this,
knight.
I think this is rough. Okay, we're flanking with the knights. That's cool to see. We're hitting the mangonels. That's really cool. I don't think Blue's army is going to last just because of the meat shield that is those ballistics. That's why we need those monks.
Yep.
And the cavalry are dying to pike.
Yes, ballistas are being queued, so that's good. But you do want to heal up your ballistas so that
his
they don't die.
Seem to barely take much damage. Actually, I think he had 12 or 13 total. Now he only lost
just focus on getting more villagers on gold and just pump out ballistas and trebs. And you have the pike numbers already for the trebs, so you just need more ballistas. Get like a few more. You need a lot more
continue
gold.
Reinforcements for Blue, and I like that. And we're retreating these trebs. I think these trebs are going to be caught, so it would be nice to see the Cavalier give Red something to be distracted by to get those trebs out of there.
Oop. Yeah, would the trebs just force Khan to go forward?
I feel like they're the same speed. Are they the same speed? Speed is 0.8. Speed.
Okay.
Speed is 0.88
from Red, but Red's not really queuing up enough villagers with 2 TCs, but only 1 TC is working right now for Khorne.
Okay, this is what I like to see. I really... This is the follow-up response that we're talking about, and unfortunately, I think it's a little too late.
I don't think it's too late, especially if Britons are going only knights. You just fight it. You can fight it and kill everything.
When I say too late, I mean too late to just pick off the trebs. Now we have to force a proper engagement. But unfortunately, the Cavalier are actually winning this. I would have preferred the archers to come back in.
You just keep fighting. No, keep fighting. All right, I guess
are coming.
Waiting for the pikes. Okay. All right, that's fine. Now, maybe you just you are an imp. You need or you can go for your own Cavalier, right? You have better Cavalier. I would think that would be an option, but Khorne seems to disagree.
D, you see how much wood you have right now? Let's convert that into farms and units. And gold. Like, we need to...
I want to see more villagers for Khorne. I feel like in this ELO, a lot of the players forget to queue up villagers until you have like 100. But I think D has got a very good eco setup behind it. I mean, like Scratch said though, you can just move 10 villagers off of wood and put them on food. You still should be fine.
You said food. I think you meant to say from wood to food.
Yep.
I would also like to see these villagers, or at least a couple, come forward. Let's really pressure this flank. Let's build some archery ranges, some stables right here to help reinforce this position even faster.
Oh, now the longbows are approaching a mass that you don't want it to be, but
we're getting elite longbow.
And you have 25 longbow. I don't see them in front, do they? Okay, they are there.
They're at the back by the trebs. 25 longbow are definitely scary.
I mean, the ballistas are expensive.
They need to be targeting those pikes.
Yep, I think this is gonna be over for Khorne. It was needed to get stronger with eco. Did not prioritize that, and eventually was gonna run out of resources.
Now, see, imagine if while that fight was going on, D, you saw 2 stables pop up right behind it, or 2 archery ranges, or even a castle. Also, and again, I cannot stress this enough, Yeoman and Warwolf are your friends with this composition. These are very strong compositions that would be made that much better with those unique techs, and you definitely have the resources for them.
Yeah, I think you can. At this point, you can just jump with your knights into Corn's base.
Yeah, especially with how open it is now. There it is. There's GG.
All right. Yeah.
Okay, that was actually, for me, a truly enjoyable game. We saw a lot of ebb and flow between both players. What do you think, Dennis?
Yeah, it was a good game from both players. Yep.
Notes. So, Corn, we talked a lot about you being passive. I I do agree. I think you are passive. You have good responses, but we aren't seeing a step 2 or a step 3 to those responses. Instead, we're seeing a step 1, which is purely my opponent is attacking me, I need to stop that attack. The problem with that is if your opponent is as set up as they are here, which like D, I don't even think this is an optimal setup. This is not perfect, but it's good enough because when you aren't making those step 2, step 3 responses, it allows your opponent to recover. Just like we saw with that big engagement over here where you won, all of a sudden it didn't matter because your opponent still had 20 Cavalier on the field ready to come in. So we need to see those follow-up responses. D, I definitely think this is a great game, especially as a fellow Britons fan. I think we could do a little bit more in terms of reaction to specific units. If you see Ballista Elephant, let's throw some monks on the field. Worst case scenario, you pull back, they heal up the villagers that are repairing your trebuchets, or they heal up the archers that are covering your cavalier from the pikemen. I like the early aggression with the siege workshop. I think it was a little too committed for the situation that you were presented with. But I think at the time you didn't know exactly how reactive Corn was going to be. So I think that was kind of difficult to gauge. I love the outposts. That's a thing that I never managed to remember to do. And we were pretty aggressive with those. They are everywhere. D, you expanded beautifully. You like usually as I was saying like, hey, we need to drop some farms or we need to get some wood. You were there. You were moving forward and getting farms. D, I think this game was lost because you were, or I'm sorry, Corn. I think this game was lost because you were just a little too passive. When there were lulls, I think you needed to be moving forward. We did have that one active aggression with the elephants, and it didn't amount to anything because there was no real support. And unfortunately, elephants are a very cool and very strong unit when they're appropriately supported. Anything that I missed, Dennis?
Yeah, so for Corn as a Khmer player, I would definitely lean into more of a knight production instead of elephants because you didn't have the eco to spam units, and you want to be in a position where you can spam units. With Khmer farms, with just 20 or so farms that you had, you were still able to produce so many ballistas because of how the food eco comes in and all the gold that you had. Imagine those being knights and you using the mobility and raiding. D would have been in a more difficult position.
Could you transition from knights to elephants? Would
I
that be an easy transition?
I don't think you want to go into knights, to be honest. I think you just use your mobility, keep raiding, and once, if Britain's just masses up and goes full pikes, you just have some kind of, maybe you have ballistas, maybe you have scorpions, maybe you have your own set of archers, or maybe you go for cav archers just to run around and deal with those. But yeah, all right. I think I'm boring
No,
Scratch.
you're
So
there.
let's go to
I was
the
trying to be
next
productive. I
game.
was listening to every word.
Yeah. Let's go to the next one.
No, I think you're absolutely right. I think we were trying to be a mobile army with those ballista elephants, but because we were using ballista elephants instead of the actual mobile units, I think it definitely slowed us down and made it so that Corn's failure to follow up with those responses was extrapolated even further. Now this is a interesting mega random, so we're gonna go ahead and play. And I was trying to be clever and sync up game 2 for while you were talking. I was not ignoring you. I realize I marked that wrong. There we go. All right, and here we go, game 2. So we've got a Persian mirror match. Great minds think alike. I like D. I think he's talked a little bit in every game so far. Dennis, are you there? We lost Dennis. He's gone.
I'm here.
There he is. What do you think about this map? We got a lot of gold, a lot of stone.
I'm interested in seeing how both players play Persians now. So both of them have the same tech tree, and they both choose this for this particular map. So does that mean they want a dock, or is that more towards just how the Persian gameplay goes? So it'd be interesting to see how they play it out.
Is there any way to tell if somebody clicked mirror or if this is just a genuine we both chose Persians?
Yes, you would reach out to the players.
Oh, okay. Well, if one of you guys wants to chime into our comments to see if to let us know if this was intentional as a mirror match or if you just happen to choose Persians, that'd be really cool. I guess we would need to hear from both of you. Oh man, I had a question. I thought of it earlier and I can't think of what it was. Maybe it'll come to me. I can't remember. This is an interesting map setup. I'm worried about this tree line here, just because it's such an obstacle for the two pathways towards the base that I'm nervous about it. Creating some very nervous, maybe excited is a better word. Creating some very interesting flanking opportunities. This is a very cool map. Little bits of gold and stone everywhere, but not a lot. I'm nervous that this could be a very long game. I hope we see a little bit more follow through from Corrin. We do have a dock coming up from D, and D is still talking. D's a chatterbox. I love this. It is a curious map. I agree, D. We've got some walling attempts from blue. Red is on the island. Dennis, you're away.
No, I'm here.
You gotta say something. It's got your name on the channel too. You gotta talk. Nope. Silence. Getting protests from my co-caster. We've got... Both players are seeming to wall up space on their island. That or this is just a coincidence.
I think this is the first time we've seen Korn play in general, right? So it's going to be interesting to see how Korn plays this map, to see if the passive play from the first game is just how Korn likes to play the games, or if that was related to just Ghost Lake. So
yeah, I don't know if this map allows for passivity, just because there's only really one flank to attack from. So,
ooh, I just thought of something.
Transport ship.
Korn. What did you notice about Korn in the last game?
Good reactions, maybe not the best follow through, but
what I noticed is Korn likes to make elephant units.
He does like to make elephant units.
What elephant unit is the Persians known for?
Oh no. Pop quiz from 24 years ago.
War elephant.
Yeah, the war elephant, right?
Yep, that is correct.
Do the Persians have benefits for other elephant units, or it just because they're unique?
I think they should have other. They should also have regular battle elephants. Probably, I'm not sure.
Yeah, because if off the top of my head, I think battle elephant is the standard elephant. So if you can make elephants at all, I think you can make a battle elephant.
Yeah, if you can make elephants at all, why would you want to make battle elephants when war elephants is better? And Savar is also an option. I mean, well, I feel like Savar is much better with mobility.
I can't recall. I can never keep this straight. The war elephant is a siege elephant, right?
No, war elephant is just only elephant that is. Only elephant that is a siege unit is the Indian civilizations that they have.
Okay. I guess I'm so used to the war elephants thunking down castles in AOE 2 like 24 years ago that I always think of them as a siege unit.
Oh, they can be used as a siege unit. They get trample damage. They do bonus damage against buildings. And I think they do pretty well.
We've got 2 mills from our red player. I'm pretty pleased to see that. I also choose not to push deer, much to my detriment. We've got fish from both, although we've stopped from our blue player. Dennis, you are broadcasting some audio, just so you know.
Oh, okay.
We've got a lot of scouting from both. Red has identified the dock. Blue has not found Red's dock yet. Interesting that one player chose a dock near the land bridge and one chose a dock like out of sight. And Corn has walled, and unfortunately that tells me that this might be a similar game experience to the previous game. Which, again, not a bad thing, but I would like to see just a bit more activity. And we are milling the deer for our blue player as well. Granted, this is mega random, so I would also choose to build 2 mills and scout the land rather than simply push deer, or goats as it were. And we've got about a minute lead time for Feudal Age from blue, which I believe was about the same as the previous. Give or take. Zoom out a little bit. 2 relics on this map, and I do believe both players tried to get relics last game. But maybe skip it here. And it's Fast Castle from blue. Perhaps. Or rather, not feudal aggression, I should say. Ooh, where are these boys going? May have spoken too soon. Ooh! Okay, D. Alright. Big fan of that. Oh, is he coming around to finish the wall? D. D! This is inspired. I love this. What do you got to say on this, Dennis? How do you feel about forcing a player who can clearly be strong at being passive to do so?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. I think both players have chosen to wall the center.
True, but Korn doesn't know about this one yet.
Yeah, I mean they have docks if they really wanted to. They can always put a transport ship and go across.
True.
So it's not much of a wall, but
it would control the midpoint for our blue player.
Yeah, until someone transports villagers and starts producing military buildings on the other side.
I suppose that's true.
Yeah.
Red still has not seen this yet. Still, big fan. This is a little bit of spice. Now, are we going to drop like a barracks or something in there?
I like how Korn has more fishing ships, so maybe there's going to be some kind of fish trapping going on later.
But, I would hope so, because there's really not that much in the way of fish. Because don't fishing ships fish shore fish very slowly, I thought?
I don't think so.
Okay. I know the villagers get shore fish very quickly.
Yeah, they'll run out of shorefish faster, so you'll probably need to fish trap earlier. But there is 20 people on wood, so maybe that was planned.
Yeah, it's a lot of wood.
So Castle Age coming up for both players.
I wonder what Korn's reaction is when he does see this wall. I understand what you mean, that it's not the most, game-changing wall. But
I think you can fit a castle
right
on
here.
the other side, actually. Yep.
Yeah.
I think you can.
And, pretty sure you could, yeah. And he is on stone. Or he was. He had a mining camp right here, but he deleted it.
Korn is on stone, so...
Korn is also on stone, yeah.
And Korn didn't really have to stonewall, so will likely get the castle up earlier.
Now, I am nervous about D setting this up, this wall up, and then ignoring his opponent from that point forward. I'm a little nervous about that.
I think it gives Blue a false sense of security, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm nervous about.
Yeah.
I would like to see this with an aggressive follow-up. I think this is really cool if there's an aggressive follow-up attached to it. And like Dennis said, you could fit a castle right here.
I wouldn't understand an aggressive follow-up if you're stonewalled. Like, why would you sink in your ability to drop TCs with the stonewall and then play aggressive? But I mean, any aggression is still good to watch, so I would definitely like it.
Oh, okay. Red has seen the walls.
Okay, red is thinking I will drop a barracks.
That or this was where this barracks was always going to go.
Yep.
Yeah, don't see one. Good TC, like that a lot.
Yep.
What I mean by aggressive follow-up to the stone walls is that doing this to just control the passage of units and slow them down, especially with this wood line here. Just dropping like a castle here, archery range there, and just start funneling units one way into this barracks. Are we going to build anything? Not yet.
Yeah, Korn is thinking more defensively with this house wall behind those walls, and followed villagers dead.
There we go.
And D did like the knights, and now the knights are stronger with bloodlines if bloodlines is opted for. So that's going to be
Got a wheelbarrow
pretty
very
good.
early.
And the palisade is going to go down pretty quickly. Tower, I would just put a house behind it.
I don't understand the tower. You're not on this wood line. You're just gonna run through it. If you're gonna put a tower here, put it like right there, next to your.
I mean, just delete the tower.
What the? Oh, there's a TC there. I'm sorry, I'm blind.
Yeah, just delete the tower and wait for the stone to drop a castle, right? I think that would be better, but
are we gonna hit the palisade? Yep. I like this from D. This is really good. We're changing targets. We're making Corn respond. That's really good to see. And now this tower is useless, as Dennis and I were saying. If you're gonna put this tower down, it needs to be closer to these TCs so that it can cover the minerals. But even then, it's not gonna help. All right, now D, don't get scared now. Let's punish this. There we go. Okay. And now keep moving. We know you can. I don't like these towers. Okay, we have spearmen coming out of our barracks. They are probably not in the best position, but they will be relevant eventually. What do you hit here, now that you've observed this?
I don't really hit. I mean, I basically just do this. Keep running through and kill straggler villagers and keep running until a lot of pikes are made by Corn, so that, idle eco and everything. Yeah, now you just hit the house villagers. You'll kill a bunch of them. I mean, even if you lose all the knights now, it'll kill enough villagers to be useful. And
yeah, this is a delightful amount of aggression to see from D. Well done, sir. Got 2 spearmen left, 1 spearman left.
I don't think there's enough space in the tower for all villagers. Or there is now, because I think they all kind of died. All right.
Absolutely wonderful aggression to see there, D. You got 17 eco KD out of that. That was insane. But I think a lot of... Go ahead.
Yeah, go for it.
I think a lot of that is, as Dennis and I were saying, is I don't think these walls were these towers were the correct response to that. And I think that's why a lot of villagers got killed. I would have preferred to see some villagers come down here, build a barracks, and start pumping out spearmen. Dennis, what do you think? Or what were you gonna say, I should say? I like this castle, though. Did we lose Dennis?
No, I'm here.
Okay. I'm hearing sound effects, so I'm not sure if that's my computer or yours. But, yeah, I don't think towers were the right play here. I like this castle. We're gonna see if our friend in red likes elephants. We do have the second barracks, so that's nice.
Blue has completely idled the TC, so there is a window to come back if you keep churning out villagers.
I like the battering rams, but I'm not... Maybe I don't like the battering rams. They're not going to be able to progress after killing this barracks. They're not going to be able to go anywhere. Not really. Maybe they could hit over here.
They can kill the houses and lead their way in, but there are going to be pikes in defense for Corn, but both of them have idle TCs. As I say that, D actually resumes production, so that's good.
Yeah, so D, you had a really good engagement there, a lot of good aggression. Always remember to just keep slapping your Q key on your town centers to just keep churning out villagers. You can rebalance your economy after you're done being aggressive, but it's very important that you continue making villagers. And we do see the first elephant out of our red castle.
Oh, Corn was thinking elephants. Oh my goodness. All right.
We've got horse collar coming in for blue. Now these houses are going to melt.
Yep. All right.
Now, so, I definitely think red has the advantage here.
I don't think so, but...
With the pikemen? These knights are going to die.
in this engagement...
Oh, yeah, I meant specifically for this fight.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, but red's economy is in shambles.
But we've actually seen that D also, the army composition is kind of questionable, right? So maybe the reaction to this also matters. We know what we've seen, and we know that Corn's probably thinking mass war elephants, but I think it's going to play out similar to last game, where eventually Corn's going to run out of resources, and D will win the game that way.
I think that is D's play. I like this archery range, or these two archery ranges being right up on the wall when we see pikemen. I like that a lot. I do think at this point, D, if you're gonna commit to this kind of corralling of your opponent, I think you have to go on water. I think we need to see a dock in this body of water to just patrol it and keep an eye out for transport ships. I don't know if that's necessarily a good plan, but I do think it is the logical follow-up to this kind of strategy.
I think it's a bad plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you need to focus on eco. If you really want elephants and if you want a turtle, you need to drop down. For D? Oh, okay,
yes,
okay.
Drop a dock inside your opponent's water to control that water. Not a lot, just enough to look out for transport ships.
Yeah, I think one fire ship, maybe.
Maybe one or two, just on a patrol around it. And maybe that's what D is thinking, kind of building out over here to just keep an eye on it. And we're seeing a monastery. I hope he's going to try and convert some elephants this time.
I mean, war elephants are a lot more susceptible, right? There's no range like ballista elephants, so they have to be right up against
You do need
each other.
redemption, though? Or no?
No.
Sorry, I can't. I cannot
Since
keep my elephants straight.
Since the Indian civs dropped, Scratch has been being confused with elephants.
Well, I've never played them, and I've only just bought them.
But you've now associated elephants with siege units, right? Which happened only after the Indian civs. Yeah.
Well, no. Hang on, that's not true. I played 24 years ago, and there was only one elephant civ, and it was very well known for knocking down things.
Yes, but it was still a cavalry unit. It was not a siege unit.
See, I didn't know that.
It still didn't need redemption for conversions. You just make monks and convert them.
You think I knew how to use monks when I was 9 years old?
All right. Okay. Yeah.
All right. I like this castle, but we are starting to get a little cramped over here.
Yeah, they're a little bit slow. It's 33 minutes, and both players are at 40 and 48 villagers. It's a little slow.
Yeah, we definitely got to work on the balance a little bit, and keep making sure that we're focusing on that 4-step timeline. Build villagers. What is it? Build villagers, balance economy, military action, and then crap. I got that completely wrong. Anyway, it's a
Pratt
four-step.
really prepared an exam curriculum. He'll release them soon in one video.
Hey, I'm not the only one that says that. I hear that a lot. I got that from my
Alright.
coach, and I think we got that from Hera as well. It's just a rotation of things to think about. Now we have a very similar composition from Khorne again with a different civ. So maybe this is just the flavor of unit that Khorne likes.
Oh, just mask them up. I mean,
yeah.
If you want to go, I mean,
Okay.
if I wanted to go war elephants, I mean, these are things that you need to if you want to play like this card.
Okay. Oh man, if you had made that up. Okay.
You need to mask your elephants and
yeah, 10,
have
20.
an eco to approach 100 villages so that you can make more units. You're making 5 units after 35 minutes, which is very slow. You want to be at a point where you can actually spam units, have more castles. So that's something that you can work on. Pretty much just lean into the eco, defend with units as well, and these are expensive units that will be converted. So I would like to see Persians make their own monks just to convert back the elephants if they are converted, or heal them up if there's no conversions coming through. So monks are still going to be useful for you. I mean, I still think that knights are better here, to be fair. But I mean, if you want to go for the cool composition,
we're
just
thinking pikemen for the
think about that way.
Now, red has clicked Imperial Age, or I'm sorry, blue has clicked Imperial Age.
Yeah, I think Halberdier would kill war elephants pretty easily. Ooh.
Yeah, this will not keep them out. We need a military follow. We need monks. We need monks, D. I know conversions are hard. I'm not good at them, but just sit in the back and turn these guys blue, and you will no longer have a problem with them.
Also, Persians don't get halberdier, right?
That is a you question. I think you're correct, but that is a you question.
Yeah.
We're up to 6 elephants now. And a lot of crossbowmen. We kind of missed that. Where'd all these crossbowmen at? Where do we have 12 cross... Oh, those 12 are in queue. I don't know how to read. Okay, we do have a conversion arrow. Oh, but I would like to see more. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. Like to see it, D.
Look at that. Persians actually get halberdier. I never knew that there were units where you have camels and halberdier before. That is interesting.
Well, Byzantines get that as well, don't they?
Byzantines? Oh yeah, that is true. I was completely off in that theory.
Alright, now I will say that this is a little worrying to me because this is about as much of activity as we saw from Khorne last game. We've got a very strong composition here, and while I don't think it's the best idea to start moving in, it would be nice to start trying to free up this territory. Now, D, you're in Imp. Are we going to see some trebs? You put a treb right here next to this castle, you can start knocking stuff down.
Ooh, D is deconverted.
He did. I think he's gotten 1 or 2 now.
I mean, it'd be funny if D is like, I like this. I'm gonna make my own war elephants.
I would prefer trebs. I don't want to listen to an elephant-on-elephant fight. My ears couldn't take it.
I want an all-elephant fight
You want
right
the
now.
thunk?
Yeah, I want the thunk versus thunk. Okay, Khorne's going for archers.
I like this second castle, but like, how many villagers are coming here to build it? 4? 6? Okay. And we're covering it. Okay.
Yeah, we're just waiting for Khorne to run out of resources at the moment. I don't think the mass is going to be fast enough.
I would like to see some trebs. I really would like to see some trebs. We're going back onto Cavalier with only 3 knights on the field. I'm starting to think that we have 2 players that both really like the units that they like.
There's no armor on the pikes so far, and
For blue, yes.
I don't think the halberdier or pikeman upgrade came in. I'm not sure.
We've got pikemen for blue.
Okay.
Oh, we're getting block printing, so we're thinking convert these elephants. We've got a whopping 3 monks on the field, and our first treb is coming out of this castle. There we go. D, this is great. You read on my mind. That castle goes up just in time to help support this. We've got to control our monks a little better, though. There it is. We're getting it. Listen to it. Thunk, thunk, thunk.
There's going to be another conversion soon. Yep.
Yep, there it is. Alright, let's get a look real quick. I'm going to ignore the rest of that fight. Let's see. So we've got 5,000 gold left on our Persian island. 18 farms. And less than 300 stone. And absolutely no wood to speak of. The question is, are we going to start seeing a transport ship? Because that is kind of the only solution we have here.
I think we're just waiting for the resources in the main island to be over.
Well, D, I don't necessarily know if this was a good strategy. It's hard to argue with since I think it is working. We do have a transport ship incoming from red. I wonder if D is going to catch that. But I think that if you are going to commit this strategy, you have handled it very well. As before, I think there's some optimizations we can. But you recognize the shape of this map, you recognized how your opponent played in your previous game, and you are following up with a strategy that will handle that opponent very well. So that's very cool to see. Okay, we've got our villagers loaded and landed. So
we are not gonna end the game when they run out of resources. It's gonna go on a little bit longer.
yeah.
I mean, the elephants are still in. I think once you lose the elephants, maybe Korn would throw in the towel after.
We've got 27 crossbowmen in Red's base. Now, the annoying thing for me is these 4 trebs that are not doing anything yet when they can target things from the island they're sitting on.
I mean, I think Korn needs to click imp at least, right? I mean, if you don't queue up wills, at least use the imp upgrade.
True.
To go imp.
And we are ferrying villagers en masse to this base.
Yeah, I think Korn, if you're watching this, I mean, of course, being passive, this passive is not a great idea because you've now been kind of holed into this corner and you're going to run out of resources soon. But one more thing is right now we're seeing Thumb Ring and Second Armor coming in for your units. I think if you wait and because blue is also being passive, right? Not really pushing you right now. So if you actually just went to imp and then got resources, maybe it'll work. But then again, I don't know how this plays out. Maybe you suddenly push out with your army and it works out. I don't know. I guess we're about to find out because the Trebs are slowly moving forward.
They came out here and then he clicked over here, so they have to go all the way around. Because I think this gate is locked. No.
I think the Trebs are clicked on the castle or not. Just
maybe
beside the castle. That's it. Okay, all the villagers are moving outside the base now. So
yep, slowly but surely, but we're still not making new ones. Oh, okay, pull those guys back. Keep them underneath that castle. Get those monks in. There we go. Very nice to see this from D. Very well played here. Thunk, thunk, thunk. So do camels have benefits against the war elephant? Because, as you said, it is a cavalry unit? Or no?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Do camels have benefits against the war elephant? As it is a cavalry unit.
They do.
Okay.
They do, yeah.
I didn't know if there was a special clause, because we are going for heavy camel rider from blue. Those trebs are toast. Maybe not. Where did our monks go? Did our monks fall to the crossbows?
I mean, imagine if Corn wins from here. I would definitely not expect it.
If Corn wins from here, I'm gonna be a little concerned because the reason that would happen is because
just go for it. I don't think there's murder holes. I don't think so, at least.
yeah, there's no ring around here, so yeah, he has murder holes.
He has murder holes. Okay.
Yeah, see how there's a second ring around this castle, and there's
okay
one up here. Yeah. So this is really good to see from Corn, but this is Corn playing his game because D allowed it to last long. Last a long time.
Ooh, devotion. Nice.
This is definitely winnable from Corn now because D hesitated.
I mean, is it winnable? I don't really know. D still has the villager lead.
By a lot, yeah. But unfortunately, the longer this persists, and if we start seeing villagers come out of here...
it can get tricky for sure, but I don't know if there's a winning advantage yet. But, I mean, if you get the trash bow command run, is that it?
He already got it.
Yeah. Oh, that's a castle he's upgrade. Okay, nice.
Yeah,
okay.
Red already got it.
That's a beautiful castle. I love it.
Actually, yeah. Wow,
I'm messing with you.
Oh no, really? I'm not. Yeah, wood, stone, gold,
no,
TC.
That's a terrible castle.
No, I love it.
I mean,
it's also out of sight because Blue still hasn't found this yet.
I mean, I would just put it between your minerals so that it'll control your stone, your gold, so that you can make more castles production. If that's the idea that you're going for, with
this is definitely a better spot. Is right here.
Yeah.
I love it. It's very silly.
I loved it for the silliness and to get a reaction from you, but you reacted in a different way.
All right. This is a great staring match, guys. We gotta push someone.
Imp is in, and no traps being produced from Corn so far.
Castles are for elephants. That's what Corn says.
No elephants being produced from these castles so far. Just the initial 7, but once you have enough camels, the bonus damage is going to stack. So, I mean, you have archers, but I don't think there's skirms. Maybe you, from D, you just go skirm monk right now, you're going to be...
Do you think D can hit that castle from this shoreline? He can, right?
At this point, I think D should just delete his own walls. I think it's only affecting him more than helping him.
He just deleted a little bit.
Yep,
I feel like I'm watching an old... Sorry. I feel like I'm watching an old Castle Blood game from 1999.
Alright, this is gonna go on. Alright, Corn, I've
got conscription.
For you, just keep... Okay, trebs are being produced, so maybe there's a push that's gonna finally come through, and maybe Corn's gonna win this. I'm actually thinking Corn might actually win this now. The first castle's being trebbed down, slowly but truly. And now, only pikemen being produced by D, which is going to be easily handled by the archers, so... in a twist, I was completely wrong. Corn is actually the one with initiative right now.
I will say that one thing that D has been doing that Corn has not been able to do is expand. Unfortunately, if these units go, that's it. So if D can survive this onslaught, he's got it. But he does need to survive it to do so.
I don't think there's units to survive it, though. There's no armor on the infantry.
Where are you guys going? This could be bad.
Repairs. I think the plan is to repair.
This could be bad.
But I don't just commit.
Yeah, both players need to commit.
I mean, but it's okay. There's one treb. Maybe you just make another treb, Corn, and you're just draining
there it is
Blue off the resources right now.
Corn is doing what I was asking D to do a while ago.
I think Corn's got it. There's more camels being made, which is going to be easily taken care of by the trash bows. And There's going to be eventually more and more elephants. 10 elephants so far. Mangonels kind of taunting the camels to go back.
Monks can heal that up, though. Okay, blue is committed to this entire front. I don't know, I still think this is D's game to win, but he's gotta commit.
I think Korn's got it. I think D waited too long.
Yeah.
The archers are gonna take care of the camels. I mean, even though probably war elephants could do pretty well in these low numbers. The infantry doesn't really have any armor upgrades, so they're going to be squishy and they're going to die to the elephants. More trebs being produced by Korn to make this push faster. The repairs are they're gonna run out of stone soon. Does D know how to? Okay, never mind. One castle's down. One more to go.
Yeah, this is reminding me a lot of the last set we watched with Anoncon, where he got walled up and then it was used against him. This feels kind of the opposite of that. I think that unfortunately D had a good plan, but the failure to commit here is costing. And we have still not scouted, but we're about to. Now this is interesting, because if D takes this out, that is very good for them.
So the middle control is going to go to Korn soon, and more trebs being produced. Is the treb being produced from this castle?
Oh no! Blue still doesn't see this. Oh, that's awful. Okay.
Okay, so...
This is such a weird game.
And so the elephants are going to start taking everything out. You need to protect.
I think Korn has this. I don't think this is deserved, but
what do you mean deserved?
I don't know, man.
Can you explain a little bit more about what you mean by that?
I think if D had held on to his military for just a little bit longer to get larger numbers, and then use these trebs on the shoreline to hit these buildings from the shore.
Okay, let me just push back against that statement, because every player is making mistakes in this. I think it's deserved because Korn knew to make trebs. Korn now knows that the elephants are gonna actually win it for Korn. So I like the devotion tech, which makes resistant to conversions a lot more. So this is looking really good. But the trebs are stuck behind the tree, I think. Can you check that castle for a sec?
This castle?
Yep.
Yes, I believe.
The next to it, is it? Oh yeah,
yes,
it is stuck. Yep. All right.
The war elephants are able to get out though, which is interesting.
I think the garrison point was switched over.
The blue now sees this position.
Which is...
I do still think D could come back from this, but he's got to rally and quickly.
Yep, that is true.
Yeah, deserved was not the right play. It's frustrating to see a player with a plan fail to follow through with it all the way. I think that D was in every position.
Korn had a plan for elephants. Elephants
he likes elephants. He likes elephants.
That is a plan. Respect the elephants.
It's true. Give them the thunk.
Yeah.
And we are starting to see the benefits of Blue's continued economy.
It's funny because initially when we started the game, you were talking up Korn, but now I'm behind Korn. I want Korn to finish this.
I would love to see either happen, but I still think that our original statement stands: is both players do need to learn how to do a cleaner follow-up, a cleaner follow-through.
I mean, so far, I think a lot of players in this bracket are passive. I think Painter and Bulgarian probably are the two exceptions who I think would be most strategic. I mean, among the players that we've seen so far, Cute Backup has their moment as well. So
Savar. Okay.
Savar is fine.
I am curious if the plan is that as soon as this military leaves this area, that Blue rushes in to take out the farms and whatnot.
That's a good plan. That's not a bad plan.
Because unfortunately, he does have to leave this area if he wants to win eventually. Now, I do not like that this has had nearly no response from Blue at all. Unfortunately, Blue may have some tunnel vision. Because
Blue's got a lot on Blue's mind right
yeah, there's
now.
We're functioning at 200% right now. But unfortunately, we do have to think, like, hey, we lost this position. Why? Right? Not even how to defend it. We just need to ask ourselves, what is going on in this corner?
I have to be honest. I think the central death ball is way too strong right now. I don't even think the pikes are going to do it. I mean, there's no armor on the pikes. That's part of it. Yeah. But I think the elephants could just run through the center and kill everything right now.
Failing to remember our blacksmith is definitely detrimental.
I don't think... checking the blacksmith, yeah.
Yeah, but we also stopped at 85 villagers, and that's not helping us either.
I mean, Corn stopped at 66. And then
True, but my point is the comparison isn't important. Blue's situation would be a lot better if he had kept going on to 100, 120 villagers like we had seen previously.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, how does D come back from this game?
We hurl villagers with reckless abandon at every resource we can manage. And we remember our blacksmith.
I mean, even if you make mass monks now, the archers are going to take down the monks.
True.
And this comp is just very difficult to engage, I think. I think this death ball is just going to roll through and clear out the map. That's what I think.
It does have to move in order to do that, though.
Yeah, that is true. But then even if you lose all your villagers, I think this death ball is going to be very, very strong. Yeah.
Corn was able to persevere.
Oh, yeah, even he can't
Corn
believe
wasn't
it.
Sure, okay.
Oh, I love this.
It's good to go. I'm tired mostly. Oh, no! Oh, the smack. I love it. And those elephants are unstoppable. They're not unstoppable. They're just very beefy.
Oh, I think once you have 17 elephants, they're
very
defensive. To deal with.
I can't produce fast enough yet. Okay. I definitely want to talk about this game. This was a very fun set. But we haven't ended the game yet, so I'm not going to click the button. The choke point helped you, yeah. Okay, D, I'm going to address that later. I'm going to address that later. Okay, there we go. So Corn is victorious. We get a red dot for Corn. Okay, so D, right there, you said, yeah, the choke point helped you. The choke point helped only as much as you did not allow it to hurt. If I truly think what I said earlier is accurate. If we had just put a single dock down with 2 fire ships to wait for this, and maybe just been a bit more active with the scout, because you have to think, I have this island of resources. I'm expanding away from that island. You have to think that your opponent's island is similar in concept to yours. So if you're expanding to get more resources and your opponent is continuing to produce military, where is that military coming from? It has to be coming from outside. And I think that was your primary failure point, was we didn't scout out that external expansion and we got a little passive with the wall up. I think the wall up was great. I just think that we needed to see, again, that step 2, step 3 kind of thinking.
I have a different takeaway. Can I say that?
Yeah, go for it. This is why you're here. You can say that.
Yeah, my takeaway is, I mean, I think if you're watching the game, you know that both of you had a very, fragile eco, right? Well, 40, 50 villagers at this point.
Yeah.
Elephant should not be feasible, but it was feasible because you were faster to imp, but you didn't really push the castle with trebs. I think castle was needed for the elephant production, and that was just the production was just let. You let the production happen. I think you could have pushed with trebs, and essentially this wouldn't be.
When we say we, do we mean D?
Yeah, this would. Yeah, D should have pushed with trebs, and then D wouldn't have had to face a 17 elephant mass army with archers behind it, because the I mean, right now, Corn's having 66 villages, but not even that was available before. And I mean, it's true, having water control would avoid expansions, and that would have definitely hurt the wood
Oh yeah,
eco
that was
for
that was
Corn.
definitely not the only thing he needed to do. I think that D really need Trebs on the shore to pepper
Yeah, I
these
think.
buildings and possibly even just kill this dock.
Yeah,
Um,
I think you needed to use your imperial advantage to push down the castles. I think that was a missed opportunity.
yes, this is
And
another game that we've seen players get into Imperial Age with almost no Treb production. And when you see castles on your horizon, the second you hit Imperial Age, you need to start making trebs. Just two, just three, just four. Like, pick a number, but commit to it. D, we saw you build trebs, but they were a little late, and you waited until you had four of them before you started doing anything. I'm quite confident this shoreline is quite close. I think you could have started using just one, and then reinforce it with two, and then reinforce it with three. Because the great thing about this choke point idea that you had is your opponent had to get through the choke point in order to address that. So I agree. I think trebs were the correct play. I just would have also liked some dock play as well. I think that would have helped. But trebs, I think, were the primary issue here. But yeah, no, this is a great set. We got to see a lot of activity from both, even if Dennis and I were complaining that it was passive, that might have just been because we were casters and we were bored. But hey, we got Dennis. You got what you wanted. You saw elephants. We got to see elephants. We've discovered Corn's taste, right?
Corn, I have to say, but moving forward, if you do want to go elephants, you will be forced to be defensive because you can't really mass up your elephants on time, and your imp is also going to be affected, right? Because you need to that those cost a lot of food. So if you're producing them in castle, then it's going to just delay your imp
Yeah.
timing. So that's just something to think about. If you want elephants, you'll probably need to think about it kind of like after you have map control
Yeah.
or
No.
after
Absolutely.
sometime in late imp, maybe then you go into elephants. But going straight into elephants is a very risky play. And I think because D wasn't able to push your castles, you didn't really have production problems, which is kind of why you were able to get to this comp. But otherwise, most players would kind of be able to deny this. But there are a lot of passive players, but I expect most players to change over the course of the tournament. So
Yeah,
hopefully,
I think you're
they'll be
absolutely
solid.
correct. The reason this composition was able to happen was because D was allowing it to kind of fester on the back line. If an army of elephants is great, it's terrifying and it's really hard to stop. It is only as powerful as the number of villagers behind it that are keeping up that production. And you need so much food and so much gold to keep that up. And 66 villagers is an absolute like bootstrap. But because D was not able to commit and just push, we were allowed to just make it work because the elephants weren't really, they weren't dying because they weren't engaging yet and they weren't having anything to engage with.
Yeah, and something to think about if you ever go across a map like this in the upcoming games. Just outpost the sides so that you know any expansions. The command run upgrade allows archers to be completely wood, right? So the wood eco, which is essentially the archer production, is all
Oh,
outside.
that's what that does. Okay.
Yeah,
That
replaces the gold with the wood.
Okay,
So that
I
will be.
I would like to then completely recant my statement, and I hope Corn finishes this video that I can see that. I did not know what that unique tech did. So now that I know that, and now that I know I recognized Corn get that earlier, I actually really appreciate this victory from Korn because it meant that he knew he was being turtled and forced to. He got that tech so that he could build a bunch of archers while still maintaining his trebuchets and elephants, and monks, in which case I truly do think this was very well done. I still think that it was only possible because of D's passiveness. I don't know how to say that. But that being said, very well done to Korn. Now that I understand that, thank you for letting me know that that's what that does. Sorry, Dennis, I got excited.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know you didn't know.
No, I played Persians 24 years ago. I haven't checked.
What did you think trash bows meant?
Uh, I probably could have put that together. I just didn't. I wasn't thinking about it. I was watching elephants go thunk. I was too distracted.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
No, that was really cool. And now that you also said the outpost, I think you're right there too. Instead of doing a dock and a couple fire ships, I think just a ring of outposts around the island would have been very nice. I think that would have been, especially since we had the villagers there, right? They were already building stone walls, and we already, for a moment, we had a mining camp on stone. But if I'm looking at D's Island, we still have a huge pile of stone here. We're expanding outwards to build stuff, but I think this came a little too late. I think that both players here needed to. If you're gonna choke off your opponent, you need to be booming like crazy behind it, so that you can eventually overwhelm them. If you're gonna be aggressive, you need to be aggressive. If you're going to boom, you need to boom. We definitely want to see more commitment to our desired strategies from both players, I think. In separate terms, I think D for this game and Korn for the last game.
Yeah, kudos to Korn for getting to this comp. I would have never imagined Korn could have gotten to this comp.
We didn't.
With,
We both truly
Korn
thought he was getting strangled.
Yep.
It was really good to see. Really good to see from Korn. And a great follow up. Like I want to commend D on this game as well, because you had an idea and you went for it. It didn't work out, but I really hope that our review of this will show you why this didn't work out, and how, if you choose to commit to a strategy like this in the future, which I don't necessarily recommend, you may know why this didn't work here and how to do it properly next. So anyway, this was an exciting set. I really enjoyed this one. This might be one of my favorites so far. Any other notes, Dennis, before we call it?
Nope, that's it from me.
All right. In that case, I'm Dennis. He's Scratch, and this is AOE League Season 9 Bracket Q, group stage between Korn and D1000100. Have a good night.